Most games OSTs are actually mid at best. Hey music friends, this is Davi Vasc. I'm a music composer for games and I'm also dressed up for summer today because, it's summer where I live, it's hot, I'm sweating, I have my towel, I have my water, because it's about to get even hotter in here because I'm going to read your most spicy, hot, controversial takes on video game music. And I'm gonna rank them on how controversial they are and how true they are. So ideally, a hot controversial take that gets a 10 out of 10 will be something that is highly controversial, but something that is also true, because I think it's funny to piss off people with the truth. So let's go. I think people place way too much emphasis on music slapping or just in general being something you can hum bop to. Atmospheric music is good music too, it just has a different purpose. If an entire soundtrack was super upbeat, high tempo and melodic, it would just honestly be... Wait, is that it? Okay, so yeah, I think this is... The guy below even said it's not controversial, it's just a fact. I think it is controversial. People say it's not controversial, but then when a soundtrack comes out like Breath of the Wild, then people take just a massive dump on it. And, you know, as a game composer, this hits even harder for me because the guys that make music for these games are professionals. They are capable of creating slapping music if they are asked to compose slapping music, like a catchy melody. But the thing is, if I'm working on a game that requires atmospheric music and I deliver a super catchy, high tempo, upbeat, melodic tune, the developers are just gonna say, no, just do it again. That's not what we want. So the purpose of video game music is to serve the game. So when you judge video game music, you always have to see it from that perspective. So yeah, controversial, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 for controversial, and a 5 out of 5 for how much true it is. So yeah, that's an 8 out of 10 controversial take. Oh, Bird that carries you over a disproportionately small gap is one of the best music of Undertale. I don't think I remember that one. Is that even controversial? So this guy says yes, he's agreeing. Okay, so this guy disagrees. There's some people agreeing and disagreeing. It doesn't seem very controversial. I wouldn't know, but doesn't seem very controversial. So maybe for controversy, let's give it like a 2, maybe. Doesn't seem super controversial. Now, do I agree with this? Let's see. Oh wow. This is pretty good. that was disproportionately very good. I don't remember listening to this in the game. So yes, it's not gonna say it's my favorite. My favorite's probably still Asgore. But yeah, for controversy, what did I give this for controversy? 2? Yeah, so 2 for controversy. How true it is, maybe like 3, because it's a pretty good song. So that's a 5 out of 10. Controversial, spicy, hot take. 5 is not that hot. I'm not even sweating anymore. Most games OSTs are actually mid at best when listening to them out of the game, and we only really like them because we associate the sound with the mental snapshot of the moment that surrounds them. BB, I don't know what BB, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, Doom, DMC, Bayonetta, Nier, Atlus games, Final Fantasy games that Uematsu worked on, Guilty Gear, Blast Blue, you and I are some of, if not the only game soundtracks that I can listen out of the game and enjoy only for what they are musically. Why? Why did I do this? Yeah, so controversial. That's 5 out of 5 controversial. But how much do I agree with this? That's pretty much a 0. There's a bunch of indie games, a bunch of excellent composers in indie games. I mean, we cover 2 of them here, Hollow Knight and Undertale. And there's a lot of games that are not, you know, the ones that he cited, that have amazing, like historically relevant music. So yeah, I don't agree with this. But yeah, so it's a 5 out of 10 because it's 5 controversial and 0 for how much true I think it is. But I appreciate the spicy take. Breath of the Wild has one of the strongest Zelda... Oh, this one is gonna be good. Strongest Zelda OSTs, and people just got mad because it was different and didn't slap them in the face with repeatedly with a hummable tune. It sets the mood so well, so consistently, and it's a great example of writing music to support the game. Ooh, so spicy. This is exactly what I was talking about. Let me see how people think about this. I mean, I was gonna give this a 5 out of 5 for controversial, but I see a lot of people agreeing with this, so I guess it's not that controversial. But I have a video where I rank all the Zelda soundtracks, a tier list video, and people take dumps to this day. It's like a 2-year-old video, and to this day people take dumps on the Breath of the Wild soundtrack all the time, like all the time in the comments. So maybe it's not as controversial as I thought, because there's a bunch of people agreeing with the guy here, but it is controversial. I know for a fact that this is controversial to a certain extent. So I'm gonna give this a 4 for controversial. It's a spicy hot take, and 5 out of 5 for how true it is. It's very, very true. That's a 9 out of 10. Wow, that's the highest that we've had so far. 9 out of 10, spicy take. Ooh. Bit era video game music isn't as great as people make it out to be. It's mostly nostalgia. Ooh. Spicy. And if the composers would have had the same possibilities they do nowadays, they would have never made bit OSTs. Ooh. That's spicy. That's a very spicy take. Now, do I agree with this? In a way, I feel like I do. Let me explain. Like you said, bit era video game music isn't as great as people make it out to be. It's mostly nostalgia. So I agree that there's a lot of nostalgia. There's a lot of people that say, oh, old video game music was much better, like bit era, NES, Super NES. It was catchier. The composers were better. The music felt like it mattered more. I feel like there's people that say that, and I disagree. I don't think music from back in the day is better than the video game music that we have today. But I also don't think that the music that we have today, which is not entirely clear, but I think is what the guy was trying to imply here. I don't think that the music that we have today is so much better. We have orchestras, we have, you know, all of these resources and technology. I don't think that the music that we have today is better than the music that we had back then. It's the same. It's just different. The quality is the same because it's the same. It's a lot of the same composers actually. Like Nobuo Uematsu, for example. Like it's the same composer. He composed back in the bit era and he's still composing today. The same thing could be said from like Koji Kondo. He made the Zelda theme in the bit era. He still composes today for Nintendo. There's a bunch of this. So chiptune music nowadays is a genre. So it's a genre. It's just different. The quality is the same. It's just a genre. So yeah, I think this is a 5 out of 5 for controversy. And is it true or not? I mean, he said bit era video game music isn't as great as people make it out to be. That's true. I don't think it's greater or lesser. It's just the same but different. So to a certain extent I agree. So 3 out of 5 for how true it is. That makes it an 8 out of 10 controversial take. That was very spicy. Video game soundtracks are the new classical music. Ooh, is that controversial though? I feel like this is one of those ones that it's not gonna be controversial here because we are a niche, right, in this channel, but we don't represent the general population. I feel like this is actually highly controversial, especially in some specific circles. Like I know some people in like classical music circles that would have a stroke if they heard this. So I feel like it might not seem controversial to you if you're subscribed to this channel, but I feel like this is in fact very controversial. Is it true though? It is 100% true. This is gonna get like 5 out of 5 for how true it is. Video game soundtracks are the new classical music. Yeah, some video game music today is the best music being made today. The best composers alive today are video game composers. It's in terms of music for media, is the kind of music that is most creative, where there's more innovation happening, where there's more freedom, there's more artistry, there's more different stuff being tried. So yeah, this is a 4 out of 5 for controversy and 5 out of 5 for truth. It's a 9 out of 10 spicy hot take, very spicy and very true. Man, we didn't get any 10 out of 10 spicy hot takes yet. I wonder if I should make a series out of this so we could keep searching for the perfect spicy take. And by the way, YouTube thinks you should watch this video. Is their choice, not mine. Don't yell at me if they recommend something weird to you. I'm going to go pee now because I drank a bunch of water. And remember, whenever you're ready to spread your wings and go on a music journey again, I will see you there.